All right, it's 5 o'clock. I'll call the City of Cumming Planning and Zoning meeting to order. Item number 2, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second, vote carries unanimous, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the February 15, 2022 meeting?
So moved.
Second, vote carries unanimous. No old business, new business. A, Gateway Lanier LLC annexation number 2022105. To have a motion to open public hearing.
Make a move, we open public hearing.
Second that. Vote public hearing open. All right, you gonna come up and tell us what we got going on? Sure. Explain a little. First of all, before the public hearing starts, we're gonna limit each side to 15 minutes total. We ask that we don't repeat. We understand, but if you have just 2 or 3 spokesmen, it goes a whole lot smoother, and we don't have to say the same things over and over. We'll hear what you're saying. All right, go ahead. Thanks.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin, you can keep time?
Got it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So what we have is a single-family.
State your name and all, please. I know who you are, but state your name,
Okay.
please.
Sure. My name is David Evans, and I'm with Gateway to Lanier, along with my partner, David Smith.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we're both here today to represent Gateway to Lanier.
Thank you.
What we have here is 183 single-family detached, age-restricted homes. Is plus a I guess it's 1.68 acre out parcel for the entire development. Majority of these homes will be single level with possible lofts in them. Their square footage would be between 2,200 to 2,800 square feet is the anticipated size. And we are asking per the city comprehensive plan, we've basically been following that plan since we got started this project. And initially this project had a very different face on it than what it has today. And that's as a result of a significant amount of feedback that we received both from the city council as well as the community at large as to a desire to fix the intersection that was in that area in order to improve traffic. So that was one of the key take-homes that we received. And so we, as part of this solution, have proposed an intersection solution from the current circle to an intersection that creates more room for not only for traffic stacking, but there's also been talk with the engineer who created a traffic study report that proposed the solution, that we also have a timing change of the light at the Costco in order to, between those two things, to improve the traffic in that area. So this is a development that comes with a proposed traffic solution.
Quick question here. I know you got more to say, but
Sure.
that road realignment, that driveway it lines up with, what exactly is that?
What does the
There's a driveway alignment across from the new road. What's that lining up with? Is that the surgery center or whatever?
Right, it's the surgery center
Okay.
that's
just
currently
clarification for me. Thank
That's
you. Go
correct.
ahead. Okay.
Yep. So yes, we have we've conducted a traffic study with Kimley Horn. I've got it here, and I'm more than willing to share it with you. That was performed at the request of City Council, actually, in order to find what the best solution for that intersection would be, and that best solution is what has been incorporated in the site plan.
Is that our copy, if you will? Leave
You can have a copy. You can have this copy if you
Okay,
like.
give it.
Would you like?
Yeah, give that to Kevin. We'll get it to Scott. Scott's out tonight.
So that is what drove the traffic solution. And as far as the 183 single-family detached homes, we noted that there is a need for senior housing in the Forsyth County and specifically in the city of Cumming area. None of the projects that are currently underway that we're aware of have a single-family detached senior housing really as part of them, as a significant part of them. There may be minority senior housing, but a significant number of housing is needed in this area. Currently, I just looked up on the multiple listing service, and in the city of Cumming, there are only 103 homes available, period. And absorption, typically in about 2 years ago, there were about 1,100 homes available at this time of year. So we have about a week's supply of homes in the area, and so there is a desperate need for housing in this area.
Is your total project gonna be age restricted, or is that you're just saying that it would be available to?
It is age restricted. It
The
is a
whole deal will be
55,
age restricted,
55 and over.
all 183 homes
55
are
and over.
55 and over age restricted. That's correct, sir. So what we've noted is that there is a significant need for housing in this community, in this area. And so what we've done is we've redesigned our entire plan in order to provide housing for the area, and specifically single family, because we feel as though, you know, having that housing is going to elevate the community, elevate the adjacent price points of homes in the area, as well as you know, offset some of the other residential offerings that have been recently approved with the previous annexations and or previous multifamily developments. So we are offering a single family option.
What's your price point range in this? What prices?
The price point, at this point, we're probably in the 4 to 6s, 400 to 600,000.
Okay.
So,
All right, how much, we'll probably have some more questions and all later. If
Okay.
that's in your printed table, we'll have some more questions later. Well, what's your time there, Skip?
Because when we're doing question and answer, it doesn't count. You said 15 minutes.
All right.
That's what you said originally. He's got 10 minutes and 29
Okay,
seconds
there
left.
may be some more maybe some more answers.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'm open, we can open the floor at
Okay.
this point
All
for
right.
additional questions
Thank you.
at this point.
All right. Anyone else wish to speak in favor? Anyone else wish to speak against or have any other comments? Okay, thank you. Please come up to the podium and state your name.
All right, thank you. My name is Ron Williams. My wife and I live at the Edgewater Linear subdivision, which is right off of Baldridge Acres Road. Our subdivision is 26 years old. A neighborhood behind us, Baldridge Acres neighborhood, has been there before we were. But my wife and I will be there 26 years this May, as well as a lot of the neighbors I have behind me. I'm president of our HOA, so I'm here representing our subdivision. Since our subdivision developed, as you well know, a lot has happened on Baldridge Acres Road and Baltimore Marina Road. Initially, Costco came to town. With that came increased traffic. And then Cannon Place condominium, or townhomes behind them, has just recently been finished. That's another 243 plus townhomes with 500 plus more vehicles on Baldridge Acres Road. Baldridge Acres Road has been there probably 50 or 60 years. It's a narrow county road that I was told by the county engineers back when Costco was being developed that it could not be widened. There's one way in and one way out of our neighborhoods, and that is Baldridge Acres Road down to the roundabout now at Baldridge Marina Road, which bleeds into off of Marketplace, Costco entrance, et cetera. And as you well know, if you hang a left, that goes into the lake. So there's no way out from that way. Our feeling is that, as well as the previous site plan that was pulled, is that the increase in traffic in that area will just add further to the congestion that we're now experiencing on Baldridge Acres Road and Baldridge Marina Road. You have Eagle Creek Shores past us there towards the marina, plus townhomes and homes down on the lake. If we all come into that intersection. That's probably become one of the most traveled intersections in the city and county now, down at Marketplace with Costco and everything else is going on. We have 60 homes in our subdivision, 24 of which will butt up adjacent to this acreage that is being proposed for annexation. Basically, about 1/3 of our neighborhood backs up to this wooded area. Also, as you gentlemen well are aware of, you have the West Shore development that's going full bore right now on Turner and Marketplace. They're having, 518 units will be in there once it's finished, plus the commercial and future development of a hotel and assisted living center, according to what their plans show. Okay, here again, where is that traffic going? Is it going down Turner Road to Bald Ridge Marina? I was told by the county engineer a few years ago that a traffic light cannot be put up at that intersection. For whatever reason, I don't know. And they were gonna put one up on Turner Road and Marketplace, which they did. So is that traffic gonna come down Marketplace Boulevard to the traffic light at Bald Ridge Marina Road and Marketplace to go into town or to 400, et cetera? There again, more traffic. The proposed rerouting of Bald Ridge Acres Road to approximately 400 feet east on Bald Ridge Marina Road, I don't know that that's gonna keep traffic off of going into the back entrance of Costco. That's their only other entrance or exit is their back they have on Bald Ridge Acres Road. And that's used more and more and more because people can get in there and out quicker than they can in their main entrance because of the traffic. So our main concern is the number of units, a density issue. I think it's 3 units per a little over 1 acre. It's just too much. Now they tell us there's going to be one entrance into this area only, that it will be gated. But if their drawings are, if I'm looking at their drawings right, there are 3 future maybe roads off of Bald Ridge Acres Road that lead into this property, based on the drawings that I saw. Okay, I don't know, I'm just based on the drawing. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that's true. And another thing, my last issue, and it may not be a big issue, but it should be and it could be. They state that there's nothing in the other property has habitat that is an endangered species according to the Game and Fish Commission. Well, that's true. But there are a lot of deer back in there. There are a lot of fox back in there. There are a lot of wildlife back in there. There are a lot of birds back in there. Okay?
Please hold it.
And it does make a difference. They're being driven out. And we have deer in our neighborhood constantly. And I don't think anybody's complaining about them. But, that's something that needs to be looked at and thought about. Because the deer are being run off. There's nowhere else for them to go. So that's one of the considerations. So anyway, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're right on time, Kevin.
6 minutes and 7 seconds.
Left or,
That's how much is expired.
okay, about 9 minutes left. Anyone else like to speak, please come forward and state your name. You got about 9 minutes total, so everybody kind of.
My name is Peter Munton. My wife and myself live at 1580 Bald Ridge Marina Road, right between Costco and the marina. We've been there about 8 years. We live there full time. And we're grossly opposed to this development. We just see too much growth in this county at the present time. We left Gwinnett 22 years ago because of the over-construction and overbuilding that we saw there. And now, 22 years later, we're seeing the same thing. There is such a thing as a quality of life. But what mostly concerns us is that this road, Bald Ridge Marina Road, is the only in and out that we have from our home. And that intersection, before Costco, with the new construction that's going on with the townhomes, is just getting worse and worse every day. And if we go adding 183 homes with 360 plus automobiles, it is going to just be grossly congested. Now, one thing you need to consider is that back by the marina, there's a number of homes back there. I don't have a total, but I'd say 150 to 200. There's also a condominium development. But in addition to that, there's 600 wet slips and 150 dry slips. where the boat owners come down Bald Ridge Marina Road 6 months a year to use their boats. And that creates a great deal of traffic that you might not be considering. So we ask for your consideration and your reasonableness in deciding on this development. We are against it. We think there's other uses for this land. Please give us some consideration and protect our quality of life.
8 minutes,
Okay.
7:11.
Somebody else, come on up, like I said.
Hi guys, I'm Michael Stowe. I'm a member of the Edgewater community. The name of the road coming up to our community is Bald Ridge Acres, so we're on a high point, we're on a ridge. Half of the neighborhood drains off to one side of the lake. The other half, which was about 24 homes I do believe, drains all down through about 4 or 5 different gullies. So I've got stormwater concern issues. I live on the side that would be potentially impacted by this proposed development. I can think of at least 3 or 4 draws. Cameron, you have one, I have one that funnels probably about 5 or 6 acres of stormwater runoff from all of my neighborhood. I live at the point where it all runs off and enters onto the proposed property. So I've got some concerns there. If there's grading, if there's drainage, would there be stack up? Would that cause potential flooding on the properties that are abutting that? Based in my history and my understanding of developments, there's also potential for water quality degradation on that side of it from additional lawn care and additional pesticides and herbicides. All of that water is going to go to Lake Lanier, which is what the proposed development is called. It's the gateway of Lake Lanier, something that's trying to be enticing and enjoyable and beautiful, and we may be adding to the degradation of the waters of that lake. So those are my concerns on that end of it from the stormwater side of it. I wouldn't want to have ponding up on the backside. All of those lots again drain from the front to the back. So that could cause property damage to our properties on that side of it. It could cause flooding further downstream for some of the neighbors in y'all's area on that side. There's forcing more water to go through there. It could put more pollutants into Lake Lanier on that end. It's based on my understanding from previous discussions that there are rock pinnacles in this area. So if there's going to be some construction involved, would there be blasting involved? And I didn't know if there was a geotechnical report that's been submitted. Is there a proposed monitoring plan for the blasting to make sure that there's no damages to houses or infrastructure or anything like that that could be a problem on that side of it? So those are my personal concerns with the development back there. I'll leave it to Ron and the wildlife and the habitat and the green space that we're, kind of getting less and less and less in the area. So those are my concerns on that, and that's all I have for today. So I appreciate it.
4 minutes, 40 seconds left.
We've got about 4.5 minutes left if somebody wants to speak, and you may want a little time to come ahead, sir. It's okay, you can bring it, it's okay.
This is a petition with 800 names on it.
Okay, here, if you don't mind, our planning director's out today, he had some surgery, but we'll make sure he gets into the office.
Yes, sir, thank you. I've only been in the Forsyth area about 10 to 10 years.
Please state your name, I'm sorry for the
Oh,
record.
I'm
Please state
sorry.
your name.
Jim DePedro, James DePedro. I live up Bald Ridge Acres off of William Circle. And I've seen the new development almost across from us in that area, and seen the increase in traffic with that facility. And like the other gentleman, I'm not sure why you haven't put a stoplight up by the Ridge restaurant is, because that usually has a lot of accidents there. And I'm sure with this new development, the other high density one, that some of that traffic is going to want to go to the highway, and it's not going to go
Just
down.
in our defense, the DOT has to say that, we can't with that stuff.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not trying to
what main
throw
question-
it on anybody, but we don't get to say what the DOT does, and I'm sorry, it's too close for
Yeah, I
us.
understand. Yeah, I understand. The
Maybe
main question I
eventually
have
get a
on
traffic
the
count,
traffic,
we can't.
the study that was done,
Right.
did it include all the developments in the area and the impact on that intersection, or was it just for the new development because if you take in all the different traffic impacts that's been applied by the various people to that intersection, I think that traffic study should include that. If it hasn't, I think that study should be expanded upon, because I'm not sure what the impact is also for the sewer systems and the high-pressure sewer line that presently goes over to the treatment plant, added to the high-density, the development and that. I'm not sure what the additional services were going to be required by the city for, sewer, water, power. And if that hasn't, I'm assuming that's been looked at or is going to be looked at as well. So these are sort of questions I have. Have they been considered? Because that's obviously going to have an impact and cost on the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Is there anyone else?
Good afternoon. My name is George Virgo. I live at 1415 Watercrest Drive in the development with these lovely people behind me here. I moved from the city of Alpharetta in 2019, and I'm having deja vu. The neighborhood that I lived in butted up to a piece of property, and it was a piece of property that reminds me a lot of what we have behind us now. It is old growth forest. It was full of wildlife, deer, eagles, everything, right? Exactly what we're looking at right now. And the city of Alpharetta at the time was in a race with the city of Roswell to see who could cut down the most trees. And I am asking that we consider, in where we are now, not doing the same thing. We are losing wilderness all around us on a regular basis. And if we can do something to combat that by keeping these natural spaces, which improve quality of life, improve health benefits, improve our real estate property, all of it, I think there's a lot bigger of an argument to be made for that space to be green space, public space. I'm not talking ball fields, stadium lights, just passive parks. That is where we need to be directing our efforts. So, 2 minutes. Hopefully I'm under. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You got 30 seconds left, Tom.
Okay, we're good. There's 30 seconds if anybody, or if you want to wait. Okay.
Every other development that comes up here is an adult community. And he says we don't have adult communities here. There's one on Sawney Drive, there's one that just opened by Central Park, and I know the one for the horse farm. They wanted to put an active adult community. So there's plenty of active adult communities here. We don't need another.
Right. Honestly, I think he's talking about within the city. I'm not no fit, but I mean, we haven't approved. That's outside of.
County
Okay,
specific.
that's fine. All right. Would you like to come up? I just got a few questions. The traffic study, it's here for the record for Scott and them. If I'm familiar, this traffic study, they have to study everything, correct? I'm just
Yes, yeah,
trying to
and-
clarify some things here more as much as anything.
Yeah, they study not only the current state of the traffic, but they also do
They have to
project.
take into things.
They do have to take into account the projected growth of the community, and that is also included in the traffic study.
Okay. All right.
That was included in the current state
Let's,
of the
we'll have to
traffic.
see, no, please, we just address the board, not each other, please. I mean, this is a public hearing for us. You got any questions, Rudy?
The water runoff, has that been addressed?
Yeah, there will be engineered retention ponds in order to accommodate for the water runoff, and it will all be according to the standards of the state.
Okay, I don't have any more questions. You have any more?
But he is right to rebut. He's got 10 minutes left.
Right, if you got anything else you want to say, I just don't want to ask some questions. Anything else you
Yeah,
want to
there's one other thing I would like to say, and that's basically that the folks here may or may not be aware that the current zoning for the property is commercial business district in the county of Forsyth, which is actually a more intense use than what we're proposing. And so what we're actually doing is we're proposing a down zoning from what the current use of that property would be if this annexation is denied. If this annexation is denied, just want to let you know, as much as you may be reticent to have more homes in the area, just ask yourself how much more reticent will you be to have it full of office buildings, because something will be going there, in our opinion, and it'll either be homes, it will be something commercial, which is the current zoning, and that will be something that the public won't have as much of a say and objective to, because there won't be.
please address the board.
So-
I'm sorry, you need to address us.
So there's other things besides office buildings that could go there. That would also increase the traffic. And typically, a commercial zoning and a commercial application has a far higher traffic count than a residential area. And that's something that everyone needs to keep into account, consideration. If you're concerned about traffic, then its current zoning is the worst zoning for the current traffic problem that you have in the area, whereas the down zoning is actually an easing of the traffic. So that's something that we just really want everybody to keep into mind. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, okay.
David Smith, 75 Oak Valley Road, Atlanta, Georgia. I just want to say that we have worked tremendously hard to listen to what the people who live in the area want. And we've worked very, very hard to also follow the comprehensive plan. Like David was saying, we sit in what's called the Mary Alice Park Commercial Node for the county. That is a commercial node that allows up to 6 units to the acre for residential, and then it allows all sorts of different types of commercial. As David previously said, the property's already zoned CBD in the county. So per the county, it already allowed fairly intense use per law. Somebody can come and do something in the county in line with Mary Alice Park Node, and there's really nothing that the public can do about it. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to offer something to the public that they actually are telling us that they want. And commercial is what drives traffic. Homes do not drive the traffic. The commercial drives the traffic, whether it's office building, whether it's destination retail, whether it's high density apartments. Those are the big drivers of traffic. Single family detached homes, especially senior targeted homes, it's the least intense use from a traffic generating standpoint that we could have. So we're simply trying to, follow the plans, follow the law, and also, these property owners have been paying commercial taxes in the county for years. This is, again, it's a commercially zoned property that's been taxed commercially for years. And so what we're trying to do is come in and provide something that that everybody is telling us that they want, as opposed to the commercial. Thank you.
Okay. People, please, hold it down, hold it down. We've heard it, but we hear everything, we know. All right. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a move to close the public hearing.
Second, vote, closed unanimous. All right, we have Scott's not here. Kevin, have you got a staff report on this?
I do. I think Scott did this intentionally, knowing he wasn't going to be here. This is the longest.
Yeah, he
staff
picks the
report
ones,
I've
you know,
ever seen,
come to.
So
Okay.
bear with me while I read this. The applicant has made, this is on Gateway to Lanier LLC annexation 2022105. The applicant has made application to the proper authorities on behalf of the property owners to annex and rezone 54.223 acres more or less and rezone with county commercial business CBD, lake residential LR, and single family residential R2R to city multiple family residential R3 and highway business HB to develop a 183-unit single-family detached residential subdivision, including requested variances for lot size and width. There is also a proposed 1.62-acre highway business outparcel. The development includes realigning a portion of Baldridge Acres Drive, which will become city right-of-way upon annexation approval, to intersect with Bald Ridge Marina Road and Eagle Creek Trail. The resulting three-way intersection will be less efficient than the current road configuration and exacerbate traffic movement issues between the existing and proposed subdivisions. This annexation request would extend the city limits into a predominantly residential area and in the process cut off several unincorporated parcels from the remainder of the unincorporated county area due to the configuration of Lake Sidney Lanier as a limiting factor. While this does not create an unincorporated island under the Georgia annexation law, the effect of the annexations in this regard is something which should be carefully weighed by the city council before proceeding. This is especially the case considering the city and the county are working on an intergovernmental agreement related to roadway maintenance and responsibility for the same. Moreover, in the past several years, the city has annexed and or rezoned multiple properties, approved 7 large developments, 4 of which are under construction and 2 are imminent. The total area annexed and or rezoned is approximately 500 acres, resulting in approximately 3,000 residential units added to the city inventory. Given the 5 to 7 year build out of those projects, annexing this property is not in the city's best interest. Given the above information, staff recommends denial of the requested annexation rezoning. Please, I'm not reading that last part because I'm not going to answer questions for Scott. It says, please let me know if you have any questions, but I'm not answering them. I'm not, yeah.
All right, Ricky, you got any questions or anything? All right. I make a motion, send Gateway Lanier LLC annexation number 2022105 forward to the council for denial based upon the city staff's recommendation. I think our staff's got enough on their plate for a little while.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Carries unanimous. Thank you. Any announcements? Please. No. Please. No, any announcements? Now motion to adjourn.
Let's move with adjourn.
Motion second. Carries unanimous. We're adjourned.